Hello, everyone. Wanted to do a video just to quickly go through the price action that we've seen in gold over the last couple of days, which obviously has been a little bit interesting in that we finally have broken out of the channel that we would been basically trading in for the whole last week, especially if we look at this hour chart, right? If we, let me actually pull up my drawings. Just give me a second here. If we actually look at the hour chart, we were trading in this, you know, between the channels of like 1800 and 1760 for multiple days. Um, we did multiple videos on that, and we finally yesterday got a breakdown out of this channel, and we actually tested the support range of 1750, the one that we had drawn up here, where we of course got an actual bounce, which was, I guess if you're a gold bull, it's still positive to see. And now we are starting to kind of trade over here. Originally, it kind of looked like we were going to retest the 1760, kind of that classic step pattern, break down, make this new resistance, and then continue back down again, which we did, but 1750 again proved to be pretty strong support, and we got that bounce up again, and now it kind of looks like we're going to start completing a similar sideways pattern here as well when it comes to the gold price. So I think this is really interesting that this happened. Obviously, I mean, it's something that we were kind of technically expecting, just given if we go on the day chart, the bear flag that was clearly appearing, it really started to look more and more like a bear flag as we continue to kind of consolidate at that price range between 1800 and 1760. And when we finally got that breakdown, it was kind of almost to be expected, I guess, just also given the fundamental narrative that the dollar is quite bearish the dollar is quite bullish at the moment, and consequently gold is quite bearish, and all those different types of things, given what the Fed has been really saying over the last couple of weeks regarding interest rates, regarding tapering asset purchases, and all those types of things. But I think the real key question, obviously, for us gold traders is what can we kind of really expect next now that we've actually broken down out of the 1760 support level, which, as we know, for the longest of time, if we are looking at the 4-hour chart, has been, at least in terms of recent history, very, very strong support. And obviously, we have that big NFP data coming out on Friday. So given that the ADP data today was pretty positive for the dollar and for the American economy, I think, sometimes this can foreshadow what the NFP is going to say. If we get a positive NFP data release for the dollar, this 1750 support level here, I'm not going to lie, is definitely, at least from a technical standpoint, not as strong as the 1761. And it's something that we really have to consider. I mean, there's definitely support there, but again, it's not that strong. And we really want to see over the coming days, especially as we go to a lower time frame, we want to really see over the coming days if we're going to now make this 1760, this previously quite strong support, now resistance, right? That's the first thing we really want to see. And then, of course, waiting for that NFP data to come out on Friday and then really see how that comes out. If it comes out positive for the dollar, I could easily see the 1750 level being broken, just given the fact that it's not strong. And frankly speaking, if we break that level at that point, um, I don't see why we don't at least go back to 1700. There aren't that many support levels that are very strong once we break below this here. There's kind of that 1720 level, which was previously pretty strong support at one point in time, but not necessarily like 1760. And just especially given recent history, we haven't seen that much price action there. So I could easily see a situation where we get back down to 1700, no problem if we break 1750. And frankly speaking, at the moment, it doesn't really look that bullish for gold. Um, it just kind of is what it is, even though that very long term, I'm still bullish on gold. I think in the short term, if we break past the 1750 level, just price isn't looking that good. And that's why, again, the NFP data coming out this Friday is going to be very, very critical. The data that has been coming out as well over the last couple of days um, has definitely signaled that the U.S. The U.S. economy is recovering. Okay, so there is like there is actual quantitative data now coming out more and more and more to basically back what the Fed has been saying. And given just the overall narrative that is being kind of pushed by them, when this kind of quantitative data comes out, which supports what they're saying, it's just going to add extra impetus to a bullish dollar and consequently a bearish gold. I mean, look at the day chart here on the DXY. This is looking very, very bullish, frankly, right now. We're retesting the 92.5 level, and everything just from a technical standpoint at the moment, at least from what I can see, of course, take everything what I say with a grain of salt, but everything looks like it wants to break out further. All the technicals are looking like the dollar wants to break out more, and consequently, gold is probably looking to pull back. If we get past this 92.5 level, I think the next key level, of course, is the previous relative high of about 93.4 or whatever it may be, around this general price range, right? Given the amount of space we have to go there, consequently, if you look at the gold chart, yeah, I mean, it would kind of suggest like if we break through 92.5, we're probably going to break below 1750 and go down to 1700, right? So yeah, frankly speaking, if you're bullish on gold right now in the short term, from what I can see, it doesn't look that great. But again, it really depends now what's going to happen with NFP on Friday. Everything is kind of setting up in a way where the NFP could signal that, yeah, we're really going to be going further down at this point. But let's see what happens with the NFP data on Friday. I just wanted to give this quick update to to kind of show you what's being set up right now and kind of where price is setting up before the key data release on Friday. Last quick thing that I want to touch on, trade setups in terms of gold. What do we really want to potentially try out here? Well, just some of the things I'm really looking at this point is I really want to see if we are going to continue making this 1760, 1765, whatever price range, which was previous support. I really want to see if we're going to manage to make this resistance now, if we're bearish on gold. I actually had the position opened at 1763. And when it moved down to about 1755, I trailed my stop so at break even, because I was kind of hoping that we were going to see enough momentum to push us further down here, but we got still a pretty strong bounce. So I actually got stopped out here. So that was just a break even trade. I didn't really make any money, though I didn't lose either. But again, I'm just kind of still eyeing that setup of this setup that, okay, we've broken down past this level. Now, are we really going to make this previous support new resistance? So just constantly looking for entries at this level here and see, okay, like at what point does it make sense for us to potentially take a trade and then hopefully see a situation where we, again, go back down, maybe bounce up a bit, but then really break through that level and then make 1750 resistance and then go further down, something along those lines. That's really the kind of trade or price action that I want to jump aboard on and what I'm kind of looking for. I think at the moment, while certainly given that we have the big news on Friday and the fact that, people may be waiting in anticipation, I do see a potential that we could just continue to trade sideways in this kind of channel for the next couple of days. Well, basically tomorrow and then at the beginning of Friday. But in my personal opinion, the risk to reward isn't there. for me to also then start setting up like bullish or sorry, like long positions at like 1750 and trying to ride that up. The support here, in my opinion, on 1750 is clearly not as strong as 1760 based on the charts, so I think it's risky on that level. And again, that data is coming soon, and I know for a fact that typically there's movement pre the data too. So it's not like we're just going to kind of I don't envision a situation where we're just going to kind of go sideways like this forever. So I would be very hesitant to kind of just try and trade those kind of those channel highs, channel lows, channel highs, channel lows. I'd have to at least see more consecutive hours of price action before I'm willing to say, okay, we're now just going to be stuck on this channel until the news. So yeah, long story short, looking for sell positions or sell limit orders in this previous support range and hopefully making it resistance and then trying to ride that trade down, especially with NFP. Don't forget to put a stop loss during these times when there's big news coming out. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Consider giving a like. See you later.